is Edwin Garcia with Lemon City Live, and we're here with Mike Lowell, World Series champion, two-time champion, Mike Lowell. Mike, first off, how does it feel like coming back to your alma mater, being back in the fields that you played in, the halls that you walked in? I mean, do you still get a little big man on campus kind of like syndrome? Do people recognize you? Do they? How's that like?
I don't think they recognize me from my days at FIU. I was no facial hair and probably about 6'2", a buck 70. But FIU holds a real special place for me. You know, as a senior in high school, I had a few schools looking at me, but it was FIU that from day one said that they wanted me to join their program, and I was going to get a chance to play as a freshman. Now, I think that's probably a story that they tell a lot of guys, not FIU, but just colleges in general. And I just really appreciated the program, and Danny Price was the coach at the time, that he stuck to his word, and he really was a big supporter of me. You know, when you're a young guy, starting college for the first time, there's a lot of uncertainty. So I felt at home really quick here. So I was happy with the choice I made, and my years here were very enjoyable.
Well, it definitely turned out very well for you, absolutely. And if anybody asks and they don't know who you are, just tell them to go up to the press box and check out your picture up there, Now, Mike, aside from that, now that your playing days are over, I was actually kind of curious, a little off the subject, but do you still keep in touch with some of the guys that are active in the majors? Like, do you still have like a circle of friends of guys that are still playing?
Absolutely. I'd say Dustin Pedroia I'm very tight with. Now, most of my teammates have been retired. This will be 6 years, so now most of them are retired. I can't talk to David Ortiz and say, hey, have a big game. I'm like, yeah, what are you doing now? So, but, the guys that I'm close to now that are still active players were real young going in the league. It was towards the end of my career, obviously. But I've had a lot of teammates. Mike Redmond, he's a bench coach, with the Rockies. Alex Cora, who's a great teammate of mine, he's a bench coach with the Houston Astros. So, with me, I work now with MLB Network, so we kind of have a cool, I guess, a loop of friends, a circle of friends where we can talk about different experiences, because when you're playing, you're all kind of in the same boat, and, he views a team in through a different set of eyes than what I do now. So it's kind of interesting, to kind of not only stay in touch, but when we're in the same city, maybe grab dinner and an adult beverage and talk baseball in a very different way than when we did as players and teammates.
Absolutely. You got like a different reflection on everything, a whole new perspective, having gone through everything in the past and everything. So now that you're on MLB Network, I really like the programming there. A friend of ours is the co-host of our show, who's not here today, but really wanted to say, send his congratulations on the new gig. And at the same time, working there with all the former baseball players and the vibe, I really enjoy the programming. Like, I really like what you guys are doing. And are you excited, or what exactly is exciting you about this upcoming season, what you can bring to the broadcast?
Well, what I like is it seems like the game has a nice group of really good young stars. When you look at the Mike Trouts and Manny Machados and Bryce Harper, I mean, it seems like it takes guys 4 or 5 years to develop. And these guys at 21, 22 are putting up ridiculous numbers. So I think it's something the fans can attach themselves to and kind of see them be great for a number of years. And for me as a player, I relate to where I was at 21, and I'm a junior at FIU. And you'd be nervous, excited, anxious, whatever the emotion may be, to play a Miami or play a ranked team. And, these guys are getting ready to face Clayton Kershaw. It's a whole different world, and I think what happens with me is I get a new genuine respect with how mature and how developed they are at that age. So what do I bring to the table? I mean, I hope my experience, and I think it's a nice mix, because we have position players, we have former pitchers, closers, starters, so it's fun to be on the same panel with a guy like Pedro Martinez or Al Leiter, and you hear the way they talked about a big situation, maybe a World Series game or something like that, and you say, wow, I've been in that situation, but I had the position player mentality. It was very different. So I enjoy the game has also turned into very numbers oriented.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting to piece, in my opinion, what's important and what's not, and there's still a human element. As many numbers as you want to plug in, it's not the same getting the last 3 outs in Yankee Stadium and knowing if you don't, there's going to be 29 questions at you. So, there are a lot of different things, but I really enjoy it, because I think it allows me to stay in the loop in the game that I love and I had so many good times with, but it allows me the flexibility to be at home too. So I can enjoy my family and watch my kids do their thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, just a couple of quick hitters, just kind of want to pick at your brain a little bit. This is, when you were a kid growing up, who was your favorite baseball player?
Mike Schmidt and Don Mattingly.
Mine was Dale Murphy. I don't know
Nice,
if
good
anyone.
one.
That's
Well, we had TBS. That was the only cable channel. So the Braves. So we followed the Braves a lot because we couldn't see any of the other.
that was the exact. That's what I tell people. I'm like, growing up as a kid here in the '80s, I was like, I had to have TBS, and my dad was a Giants fan, so NL West. That's how he would catch all his Giants games.
There you go.
Looking back at your career, who's the funniest funniest teammate you ever had?
Kevin Millar. He's certifiably insane. Yeah, he's there. You know, people you say he's got a loose screw. That's like a loose tool shed. But I love him. He's one of the best teammates I ever had. But I don't think he has the ability to be embarrassed, which is great because then you're willing to do anything.
Absolutely, very good quality. And lastly, do you miss the old Dolphin Stadium, playing games there at that cavernous stadium
I
too?
will say this: it gets a little bit of a bad rap. What I liked about it is, although it played big, it played really fast. So if you hit the ball in the gap, it got to the wall. If you hit, it wasn't bad for extra base hits. The thing is, if you hit it to just left of center, it was 434, and if a guy catches it at the warning track, it like tears a piece of your soul out because I can't hit the ball much further, and then when it's an out, you want to cry. But I really enjoyed playing there. I enjoyed the convenience of being at home, and my family and friends got to see me firsthand play. And then when we get to the World Series, instead of playing in front of 18,000, we were playing in front of 70. So it was really cool.
That is awesome.
So that was, but the new stadium, I think for the architecture and how they planned it out, it's beautiful. They did a really nice job, and and I root for the team. I always root for the teams you've been a part of to do well.
Awesome. And Mike, we always root for you. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it.
Best of luck, and we're good there.